Imagine a shipwreck. The mast still standing, the cargo still sealed, the ropes still coiled on deck. Not discovered last year, not preserved in a museum, lying at the bottom of the ocean, untouched for over 2,000 years. No rust, no rot, no decay. Just silence. This isn't science fiction. This is the Black Sea. And what's buried down there might be the greatest time capsule in human history, or the most dangerous thing we've never disturbed. On the surface, the Black Sea looks ordinary. Cargo ships cutting through blue-gray water, coastal cities, summer tourists. But drop below about 150 meters, roughly the height of a 50-story building, and everything changes. The oxygen disappears. Not just drops, disappears. Below that invisible line, the water is saturated with hydrogen sulfide, a toxic, corrosive gas deadly to almost every living thing. No fish, no worms, no bacteria doing what bacteria normally does, eating everything in sight. Think about what that means. In a normal ocean, a sunken wooden ship is gone in decades. Microbes devour the hull, shipworms drill through the planks, and oxygen does the rest. Give it 100 years, and all you've got is a scatter of metal nails and maybe a few amphora shards on the seafloor. The Black Sea doesn't work like that. Down in that Anoxic Layer, that dead, dark, pressurized world, wood doesn't rot, leather doesn't decay, bone doesn't crumble. The chemistry of the water acts like a deep freeze vacuum seal. Whatever falls past that 150-meter line gets locked in amber, preserved, frozen in the moment it sank. Scientists call it the world's best natural archive. Here's the part that blew my mind. The Black Sea wasn't always a sea. 10,000 years ago, it was a freshwater lake. Enormous, yes, but landlocked, calm, a completely different world from what it is today. Then, something happened at the Bosporus Strait. The Mediterranean broke through. Dense salt water came pouring in, heavier than the fresh water it was flooding, and sank straight to the bottom. It didn't mix, it layered. The old freshwater floated on top, the new salt water sank below. And because there was no current strong enough to churn them together, they stayed that way. Upper floor, oxygenated, alive, connected to the outside world. Lower floor, sealed, dark, oxygen stripped out over millennia, replaced by hydrogen sulfide, a permanent chemical tomb. This split is why everything down there survives. The Anoxic Layer below isn't just deep water, it's a completely different environment, a world with different physics, different chemistry, different rules. And some researchers, careful, credible researchers, believe that catastrophic flood thousands of years ago may have displaced entire coastal populations, whole communities suddenly driven from their shores as the water rose within weeks or months. Some scholars see echoes of that disaster in ancient flood myths from cultures across the region, including, possibly, the story of Noah. The Black Sea doesn't just preserve ships, it may have preserved memory. In the last few decades, deep-water expeditions started sending cameras down into that anoxic darkness. What they found changed everything. More than 60 ancient vessels have been identified so far. Greek, Roman, Byzantine, Ottoman, some of them over 2,400 years old. And here's the thing that's hard to wrap your head around. Many of them are still standing upright, masts intact, hulls unbroken, like they just went down last week. One wreck, known as Sinop D, sits at 320 meters depth. Its 11-meter mast still rises above the deck. It's the oldest intact shipwreck ever discovered anywhere on Earth, and it looks, under the camera's lights, like someone parked it there deliberately. Imagine underwater valleys where ships from completely different centuries are lined up like exhibits in a museum no one built. A Greek merchant vessel from 400 BC, a Byzantine warship from 1,000 years later, a 16th century Ottoman trader, all of them perfectly preserved, all of them silent. Researchers can read these ships like books, forgotten shipbuilding techniques, ancient trade routes, what cargoes moved between which ports, the exact moment a storm caught someone off guard 2 millennia ago, their grain still in the hold, their tools still stowed, their crew gone. That's the question that follows every single discovery. The ship is there, the cargo is there, the ropes, the amphorae, the wooden fittings, all there. But the people who sailed it? In the anoxic environment of the Black Sea, soft tissue breaks down much slower than in oxygen-rich water. Bone survives for centuries. Under the right conditions, if a body settled quickly into the anoxic zone, even fragments of preserved soft tissue are theoretically possible. Scientists are careful with the word mummies. They're right to be. The Black Sea isn't the Valley of the Kings. Not every sailor who drowned there became a perfectly preserved figure resting at the bottom. But here's the thing, some might have. The chemistry allows for it, the environment supports it, and the legends of coastal fishermen, stories passed down for generations about pulling up bones that looked somehow too fresh, about nets catching objects that had no business surviving. Those stories didn't come from nowhere. The Black Sea has a reputation among sailors that predates tourism by thousands of years. Ancient Greeks called it Pontus Axeinos, the Inhospitable Sea, not because of pirates, because of what the sea did to the people it took. It kept them.
Here's where it gets uncomfortable. Beneath that anoxic layer, enormous quantities of hydrogen sulfide and methane have accumulated over thousands of years. Some geologists describe it as a slow-motion geological pressure cooker. In seismically active regions, and the Black Sea sits in one, a significant underwater landslide or a strong enough earthquake could theoretically destabilize that layer. Rapidly rising gas clouds, poisoned surface water. In deep African lakes, similar releases have killed hundreds of people without warning. The Black Sea is stable. Right now. It has been for a long time. But it grows slightly every year, fed by rivers and inflow through the Bosphorus. The pressure increases, the balance tightens. The whole system rests on a chemistry that nobody fully controls. And on the seafloor, scattered among the ancient wrecks, lie the submarines of 2 world wars, German, Soviet, some exactly where the records say they should be, others not. Modern ships have vanished without distress signals. Navigation systems have flickered out and returned. Most cases get explained eventually. Weather, human error, mechanical failure. Most, not all.
Every expedition into the Black Sea answers one question and raises 3 more. Every camera lowered into that darkness reveals something extraordinary and shows how much is still hidden. This isn't just a sea, it's a border between the living and the dead, between history and geology, between what we know and what we're not sure we're ready to find out. Those ships at the bottom were sailed by real people, men who woke up that morning, checked the weather,
argued over cargo weights, made the call to push through the storm, and then the sea took them and kept them in a way no other sea on Earth could manage. 2,000 years later, in the beam of a remotely operated camera, their world still exists exactly as it ended. The Black Sea doesn't guard its secrets through force, it guards them through chemistry and depth and silence. And the hardest question isn't what's down there, it's whether we're ready for what we'll find when we finally look.